The harvest begins as the legendary Sawtooth Jack rises from the cornfields in the official trailer at long last for Dark Harvest. And even better than that news, the movie is going to be streaming this Halloween. Hey everybody, Matt here with Halloween Daily News, and I am so excited to finally be able to talk about an official trailer and release date for the new Halloween horror movie, Dark Harvest. Regular viewers know that we here at Halloween Daily News have been covering this project since it was first announced about 4 years ago, believe it or not, way back in 2019. Dark Harvest is a feature film adaptation of Norman Partridge's 2006 novel of the same name. The book is set during Halloween of 1963 in a small Midwestern town where teenage boys eagerly square off with the butcher knife wielding October Boy, aka Old Hacksaw Face, also known as Sawtooth Jack. The movie is directed by David Slade, director of 30 Days of Night and the excellent Black Mirror Experiment Bandersnatch, among other genre credits. This official poster, as well as the official trailer, were released yesterday on September 13th, along with the announcement that Dark Harvest will be streaming on digital platforms beginning in less than 1 month on Friday, the 13th of October. And we also got a brand new official synopsis for the film. It reads, quote, "In a cursed town, the annual harvest becomes a brutal battle for survival. On Halloween 1963, Sawtooth Jack, a terrifying legend, rises from the cornfields, threatening the town's children. Groups of boys unite to defeat the murderous scarecrow before midnight. Richie, a rebellious outcast, joins the run, motivated by his brother's previous victory. As the hunt progresses, Richie makes a shocking discovery and faces a pivotal choice to break the relentless cycle." The film stars Casey Likes and Imari Crutchfield, along with Dustin Sighthammer, who you've previously seen in Obi-Wan Kenobi and the New Mutants. He is playing the soon-to-be iconic Sawtooth Jack. The special effects team bringing Sawtooth Jack to life includes makeup artist Vincent Van Dyke, who worked with Christopher Nelson's team on the most recent trilogy of Halloween franchise movies, as well as Gary J. Tunnicliffe, who has worked on a ton of genre credits, including Halloween 6 and Halloween Resurrection, among many, many others. And I can't say enough about how cool this trailer looks. I have been so anxious to get a first glimpse at what this movie's going to look like. I felt it was in good hands with David Slade, and I admit I've never read the source material, but everything I've read about it sounds right up my alley, and I have to say the trailer totally delivers all of the October vibes circa early 1960s that I was hoping to see in this. So right now, we're going to do a brief breakdown of some of what jumped out at me in this official trailer for Dark Harvest. So the trailer opens with a very retro-sounding voiceover saying the words, "It's Halloween." That's literally the first words in the trailer, and we see the wind blowing over the cornfields and a scarecrow cross out there in the distance. The voiceover continues, "You know what that means." And we see what might be some pranking going on amongst some teenagers. There's a guy locked in a room, banging on the door, screaming, "Let me out." There he is, starting to panic. There he is again, wearing a pig mask of some sort, a cop pig mask, it looks like, still screaming, "Let me out." That voiceover continues, and it says, "Old Sawtooth Jack is gonna rise up from the cornfields." And I absolutely love this graffiti we see on the wall here in this town. And just this quick image gives us a very clear indication of the vibe of this town. It's a small Midwestern town where clearly this legend has been around forever. And there we see young Casey Lights. He stars as Richie in the film. And of course, that graffiti behind him warning, as does the voiceover, that Sawtooth is coming. The voiceover then says that it's got to be stopped, kill or be killed. And we get this shot of, I presume, one of the young boys who we know from the book synopsis goes out every year and they try to take out Sawtooth, apparently. It's like a rite of passage in this town. Now we go into the high school and we hear an authority figure saying, "We've all heard the stories, we failed at our duties." And that black dust destroyed our crops. So obviously the idea is that if they don't do what they need to do and stop Sawtooth each year, then some horrible catastrophe is going to wipe out all of the crops that I'm sure this small town is probably very dependent on. It must die, he says, so we can live. We get this really cool shot of some of the town's teenage boys putting on their matching skull masks. I really dig this, as that principal or chief, I don't know who he is, he's some authority figure. He's saying that it is their duty to stop Sawtooth before the church bell strikes midnight on Halloween. Just a gorgeous shot right here. I mean, you see the stars literally lit up behind him, and out there in the cornfields where there's not a whole lot of man-made light, yeah, the stars are really going to be brighter than ever. And a character is saying, "You really think he's real?" So obviously, you know, kids are debating, is Sawtooth a real thing or is it just an old Bigfoot type legend? Some characters clearly don't take it as seriously as others. And as we hear a character say, "I saw it," you see this figure out in the distance, literally rising up out of the cornfields. So eerie and cool. He says it's real. And again, I like the skull masks. I like that it's kind of tradition for the boys to mask up as they go out. A lot of cool Halloween mythology mixed in with this story's mythology. I really am loving what I'm seeing so far. And again, just gorgeous cinematography here. And here's Imari Crutchfield, and she's wearing her Halloween mask as well. She's asking, "You saw it?" You see some quick slicing and dicing and bodies being thrown around in the fields. He says it's real. She asks if he killed it. He says no, and she says, "Well, then let's go kill it." And then there's some dialogue alluding to the fact that Richie's older brother won this run the year before. Here you see him receiving a check for $25,000 dated October 31st, 1962, the year prior to when this film takes place. We get a lot of cool shots of the boys running out and going on this hunt for Sawtooth. Got their masks on their heads there. And here, as another character is warning that if Sawtooth isn't dead by midnight, the whole town is basically going to erupt in a fury. And we get a little bit of taste of what that could look like here with what looks like a lot of the townspeople. About 6 or 7 of them here in this still, all wearing their own masks with weapons, running out, I guess, to join the hunt, maybe? This is just another beautifully lit shot. You can clearly see a ton of jack-o'-lanterns glowing right there in the neighborhood lawns. And as we hear one of the characters saying that if they don't stop Sawtooth by midnight, this town is going straight to hell. And as he's saying that, we get this amazing image here of what I believe to be our Sawtooth Jack creature. And look, his head is like completely on fire. On the cover of the book, his head is a flaming jack-o'-lantern. And I love how in the course of this trailer, we never get really a good look at Sawtooth. I think rightfully so, but they're definitely teasing it up in various ways. And this is probably the biggest tease. I think it looks awesome. This guy dressed in a ghost costume. You hear him saying, "I want to go home, I want to go home." Here's a great shot of our heroes played by Casey and Imari. She's asking him, "Why are you doing this?" A lot of teenage violence in the streets. As he's saying, "I'm ending this tonight." We're still getting glimpses of what could be this creature. Who knows what this is, just coming into focus. in front of them. I'm loving all the pumpkins, jack-o'-lanterns, and halosphere that I'm seeing in this trailer. Again, when I read the book's description, I had no idea how they were going to depict this, and specifically the young boys going on this Sawtooth hunt. But I love the masks. I love the look here. Just a beautiful still. I am so stoked for this. And I love that they're carrying pitchforks as well, hunting a killer scarecrow in essence. And we get our title treatment in a brilliant bloody orange, premiering on digital on Friday, the 13th of October. Oh man, I absolutely love the overall look of this trailer. I love how they were setting up and teasing the Sawtooth Jack. I love that it's a local legend in this town. It's such a unique legend. You know, we've seen a ton of Halloween horror movies of all various types over the years, but I think this one is going to be very unique. I like the period setting of 1963. I think that's going to add a cool element to it. And the look, just in these first minute and a half, really, is on point if you ask me. It's going to be dark. It's going to have the halosphere. And I think it's going to be a very intense, violent, cool Halloween horror movie. So excited to finally be able to watch it in just a couple weeks. So pleased with how this trailer came out. Let me hear your thoughts on this trailer. Again, if you haven't watched it yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Hit the link in the description. Check it out over at HalloweenDailyNews.com and give me your thoughts. How excited are you to see Dark Harvest? You got another awesome looking Halloween horror movie to look forward to this October in just a few weeks. Very cool. You know I'm excited. I want to hear what you think in the comments below. Give this video a like if you wouldn't mind, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of our ongoing coverage of all things Dark Harvest, Sawtooth Jack, and everything else we've got coming your way right here on the HDN YouTube channel. Until then, I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you for watching.